basically, well, first, let me just turn off the computer, and let's pretend we just turn it on. First, we go into the BIOS, which, depending on your model of computer, it can be different button for access to BIOS, but regardless, there's always look at the bottom left screen in corner, anywhere that says F2 or delete, whatever. But this is basically the BIOS. If you don't know what the BIOS is, it's the computer hardware settings of your computer. It basically controls like what installs, how to boot, which from which. Controls the hardware of your computer, so the software can be able to load from the hardware. So when you go into the BIOS settings, you need to go to, you got main, advanced, security, boot, and exit. But use your keyboard to scroll through the advanced section. See if you can find either storage config or IDE configuration. Why is that? When you enter it, you'll have either SATA run mode, configure SATA as, primary IDE master. The only thing you have to worry about is configure SATA as. Now you basically either got IDE or AHCI or RAID, depending on your motherboard. Now, usually this one is set as default whenever you install it as Windows. But that's only if you, well, it doesn't really matter if you install IDE or AHCI. But Mac is only compatible with AHCI. So we're going to switch it over to that, keep it the way it is. If it says something different, make sure it says AHCI as SATA configuration. Then we go over to boot. Make sure you boot from the CD drive, as always. I always have to go through my first boot drive. I don't have a DVD drive, but I connect it with an external DVD drive. However you want to do it, as long as you have a way to boot from the CD. So make sure you put the hard drive as second, removable drive as third, and the first one, DVD drive. Now, when you go to exit, there'll be exit and save changes, discard changes, and there's exit, discard changes, whatever, and then the little set defaults. Just go to exit and save changes. Now, make sure you have the iBoot legacy. Depending on your hardware, it can have either an Intel or AMD, but Mac is only compatible with Intel processors second generation, which is the i3, the i5, and the i7. You don't need the legacy version of iBoot in order to get to that. Instead, we have this menu that shows this software that I got was actually from Tony Mac. If you don't know who Tony Mac is, check out his website and stuff. He has a lot of good tools and stuff to install Macs on PC, and he did a great job. And he does a lot of software. So you got iBoot Legacy. There's also another version of iBoot. It's just called iBoot instead of iBoot Legacy. But instead of having that, the difference between the two different iBoots is that the iBoot Legacy only supports non-Intel second generation processors. Mostly Intel processors, like even the earliest ones like dual core, quad core. But the whole matter is, if you don't have i3, i5, or i7 processor, get the iBoot Legacy instead. And sorry, this doesn't work with AMD processors, only with Intel. So, without further ado, you need to take the CD out. Then, if you have the Snow Leopard rental DVD or copy, you take that out too. And then put it in the DVD drive. Here. Now, let's give it a second. And then, of course, hit F5 to refresh the screen. Give it a minute. You may have to do this twice, depending on your hardware. Then hit F5 one more time. Now the Mac OS install DVD is here. Now there are two ways we can enter this. Whether I just simply hit enter when it's selected, or we type in -V. What this would do is just instead of showing the Apple logo to wait for it to load, we need to see if it's really loaded, just to make sure there's no errors. So we type in -V after we select it, and then we hit enter. you'll see what I mean. So you got all these like kernels setting up, things loading from the disk onto the RAM, which is memory basically. And you get all these infos. As long as it keeps going, if it stops right here for 10 minutes, that means it's not working. But if it keeps going, that means it's doing its thing and it's loading everything onto the RAM, just like Windows. So it's basic. What iBoot does, it takes the software of its program to make it connect between Mac, DVD, to your PC. So, like say, you don't have the iBoot and you just put in the Mac OS 10, Snow Leopard instead. What happens? It doesn't load because you don't have the program that connects the installation to your PC. It only works with Mac. So that's why we have iBoot, so we can get around it. So it's still loading, that's okay. If it froze for like a few minutes, just give it more time. It'll get there. It takes about like 3 minutes. So we give it a minute or two, give all these things loading. While I'm waiting for this to happen, there's a couple of things you need to know about Mac. Windows, we have what's called drivers. If you don't know what a driver is, it's a program that communicates the hardware with the software. Basically, if you have like audio, internet, or game, graphics card, driver, those things are important. Without those, you can't use the hardware of your machine. So with that being said, in the Mac version, they call it CACs. In Windows, they call it drivers. Keep that in mind, because after we've done this installation part, I'm going to show you what's called multi-piece. You can get that from the Tony Mac website, or whatever site that you get it from. But mostly Tony Mac website, they have everything, with the exception of Snow Leopard. You have to get down here. Sorry guys. Basically, it's still loading. This should be up and right about now. Once it loads that, and then we'll get to the installation. Now I'm not going to show you the progress. Usually it takes about 20 minutes for it to install. So I'm going to skip that and get to the already installed Mac. I'm just going to show you how to set up, of course. Still doing this thing. Don't worry about errors. Right about, let's keep going. Now. Alright. Now, of course, if you speak English, hit next.
I do.
I know you do. Alright, now there's going to be a back and continue. Now what I want you to do, very important, go to utilities. You scroll down where it says disk utility. Let it load, usual. Now this is kind of different from the guys who know the Windows really well, and they have what's called computer management. Similar thing, except this one's called disk utility, where if you want to install this on your hard drive, you select the hard drive that you want to install this on. Now go to partition. Now there are a few ways you can do this. You can either just install Mac on your PC, or if you want, you can even install Windows and Mac on one computer. There is a way you can do that, and I'll just show you the Mac way, not just Mac and Windows. So let's say I just want to install Windows. However though, whoa, what happened? I can't hit apply. Oh crap. But no, you go value